Just wanted to put this out there right now in response to the shooting in Southern Oregon. I'm up in the Portland area. This thing took place in the Roseburg area. Roseburg is generally seen as a pro-gun area. It's Republican voting, Libertarian voting. Back when Bill Greitz was running for presidency, that was one of his support areas. As far as the shooting on campus and that being a gun-free zone, I'm really surprised anybody was even taking that seriously as a gun-free zone, but the reality is carry permit holders are less common than you think, and a lot of people, I got to be honest with you about something. Even in the past, I carried a gun pretty regularly. I didn't carry one every day. It was my option on whether or not I felt like having one. And sometimes, you're going to be caught without one. And you got to realize the gun's not the only weapon to bring to bear. There was a terrorist attack on a train in France not that long ago when there was an Oregon National Guardsman, I think an Air Force guy, and a college student jumped the jihadi, beat him down, and won the fight. Okay, so if something goes down, don't volunteer for martyrdom, okay, especially, I'm going to have to do a series of religious discussions on Christian martyrdom, because a lot of the people that preach passive Christian martyrdom are actually adherents to an occult religion which uses Christianity but is not Christianity. And so we have to be very careful about this, because the practice of certain occult religions as a elitist religion which controls a lot of Christian churches and has worked as in an undertone type thing in a lot of Christian circles for over 1,000 years. I hate to say it. It's been around for a long time. We also have to look at the shooter in that situation was an occult weirdo. He was not a Muslim. And he associated with apparently some Muslims at some point. This guy was not known to be a Muslim. There's some kind of a social media page where it showed that he had some affinity to the Irish Republican Army. Our contacts with the IRA deny that he had anything to do with them. He's just some guy who clipped and pasted some postings. The Muslim community denies any contacts. A guy, as far as I can tell, is an occult weirdo. And we talk about occult weirdos and the possibility of demon possession and other types of stuff on that. It gets into some Twilight Zone stuff. Unfortunately, it appears Christians are being targeted. And I'm going to tell you something. When it goes down and you hear a shot, jump. Jump in the way, jump out of the way, do something. Okay? These guys that beat down the terrorists, the jihadi terrorists on a subway train, they're not superhuman people. Okay, you're talking 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people to one. Don't wait. Jump. Okay? I can tell you that I'll have the utmost respect for anybody who jumps. And jump in the way, jump out of the way, take action, start moving, change position, jump, throw stuff at the guy. Okay? Throw stuff. Hard to aim a gun when you got a desk or a chair or books flying at you. Okay, throw stuff at them. Jump. Tackle them, jump them, do something. Okay? Cowardice is never a good thing in those types of situations. You gotta jump. Our condolences to the families of the people. We look for more answers. We have very few answers at this stage in the game. But it looks like cooler heads are going to prevail. There's no known entity to retaliate against on this situation. My personal take on this is this is going to be like the Columbine thing. And Columbine was occult weirdos. Okay, and I'm not going to sugarcoat this with those fucking people. Occult weirdos do a lot of mass killings and a lot of crimes. One of the things that we start to see sometimes is when they become active in war zones. You got to look out for some of these things. And when they're doing it anywhere, and I'm not going to say just on American soil, I'm going to say anything. Anywhere you start seeing any occult weirdos or something, they're rarely acting entirely alone. And there are reasons, because of certain organizations which have had occult dealings, may choose to protect the fingers they have in government and society. But the fact is that there's no legitimate reason for these things to be taking place. There is no legitimate reason. And when we look at certain political agendas and goals that certain political parties have had, that so one major party in this country has openly, and the other major party in this country has covertly, the same basic agenda of removing firearms from the population. And a lot of us start thinking, okay, firearms, that's your self-defense, that's your means of self-defense. No, it's not, actually. You can jump. Okay, there's a lot of things you can do. If you're in a gun-free zone, that doesn't mean you're a hands, fist, book, pocket knife free zone. Okay, that's definitely not the case. And so when these things go down, jump. When they go down, there's no reason to respond right away unless you're on the spot. As far as any kind of retaliation acts, we need to wait and see what we're dealing with here.